Hi, welcome to my channel. I am Kadash. If you clicked on this video, it's because obviously you want to be a flight attendant. So in today's video, I'm gonna show you how to become a flight attendant. So step number one is apply. You apply to the airline that you want to go after. To see if the airline is hiring, you could do a simple Google search, or if you go on their website under careers and you type in flight attendant or in-flight, it's a technical term for it, or in-flight trainee, that's all flight attendant. It's going to be under one of those tabs, one of those categories or subcategories. You're gonna go there, you're gonna apply. The application could be long, it could be short. It really depends on the airline that you're applying to. To see if an airline is hiring, you just simply go to their website, go to careers, and type in-flight training or flight attendant, and it should pop up. If nothing pops up, that means that they're not hiring. Or you could Google and see if it takes you there, and it probably takes you straight to the application. But usually if nothing pops up, that means that they're not hiring at the moment. But you can also sign up for alerts on their website, so that way when they are hiring for that position, it'll alert you to your email. So that's how you apply. Once you apply, step number two is the test, like a customer service test to see if you're the best fit for the job. So answer honestly. Obviously, don't say that you don't like working with people. I mean, if you don't like working with people, yeah, answer honestly. Because if you don't like working with people, we don't need no more people on the line that actually don't like working with people. Like, if you like working with people, this is for you. If you don't like working with people, do not become a flight attendant and then think that you could survive when you actually do have to work with people. Like, you have to work with people every day. People of different races, different gender identities, non-conforming, whatever. You have to work with people. So if you're somebody who don't like working with people or can't handle what, anyway, I'm going into a rant. But it's gonna be a customer service based test, basically, that you have to, it's gonna be a customer service based test that you have to fill out. After you complete that, if you're successful, video interview. What the video interview consists of is you either doing a one-way interview, you talking straight to the camera, answering the question that they give you, and I would say dress up for that, suit and tie, suited and booted, like you actually in the interview. I would say for, if you're, let me talk to the guys for a second, because I didn't see really no flight attendant information about this, like as far as a YouTube video. So if you are a black male, or if you just a male in general, if you have long hair, I would say pull it back. Put it in a man bun, not the top of your head, but pull it back. Make sure that you're very clean shaved. You don't have to cut off everything, but just make sure you're clean, clean cut, precise. They will not hire you if you look like a hot mess. If you have, like, I wear makeup sometimes, so if you have makeup on your collar, you just want to look your best to get the job, point blank period. So I'm just saying that because I didn't really see no precise interviews. If you want me to go more into depth on how to prepare for your virtual interview, leave that in the comment section below. But you just want to look clean cut for your job interview. If you have long hair, you switch up your hair a lot, just pull it to the back where it can't be seen, or do a style that, that's presentable for corporate. I would say that, basically, because you're going to be talking to somebody's either going to be on the other side of that video interviewing you, from corporate or HR or another flight attendant or all the above. They could all be on that interview. Sometimes your video interview could be a group interview. Some videos interviews is a group interview where it's you and other candidates and the HR person and a flight attendant who works for the company. And those people have the power to say, yes, I like that person. No, I don't like that person. Or that person was not looking good. Oh, he was chewing while he was talking. You just want to be as precise and clear as possible. You want to make sure your internet is working. Don't be in a video interview and then your Wi-Fi all of a sudden goes out. Not saying you won't get the job, but you just want to make sure that you are prepared for that interview date when they send you a virtual interview. If you want me to go even more into depth on the virtual interview, just comment down below. I'll be happy to do so. After your virtual interview and you are successful at that, then you're gonna go to your in-person interview. So they're gonna send you an email saying, hey, we'd like you to come down to whatever location, and we'd like you to interview for the job position in person. In-person interview, I could do a separate video about this too because there's a lot that goes into it. But I just wear the same thing that I wore in my video interview. There's nothing wrong with doing that. Do not feel like you gotta go out and buy a whole nother outfit to impress these people. Whatever you did in your virtual interview is obviously working. So just carry that same energy into your in-person interview. Also, another thing, no matter what airline you are applying for, because this is just general for every airline to be successful at. No matter what airline you are interviewing for, when I tell you, for your virtual interview, smile like your life depends on it, because they do not know you. So even if you don't know the STAR method form for your virtual interview, that's another thing. Make sure you know the STAR method for your virtual interview. But even if you don't know it, I'm sorry, this is going back to number 2. No, sorry, number 3. Even if you don't know the STAR method form for your virtual interview, act like you do. I mean, do research on it, but if you blank out because of pressure or whatever, because it happens to me, smile and still go along with the story that you're telling them. Or if they be like, tell me about a time. Usually that's STAR method form. Or what's another? I can't think of it right now. But Google STAR method form is situation, task, action, and result. So the situation, what was the situation with the customer or whatever? The task that you had to do, the action that you took to complete that task, and then the result of you taking action. That's the STAR method form. Situation, task, action, result. Yeah, but regardless of the STAR method form, just smile like your life depends on it. If you get stuck, act like you know what you're talking about. I mean, actually know what you're talking about, but just continue to smile, because they will still hire you if they could see that you could still stay calm under pressure. If you start freaking out and be like getting frustrated, they could read that on your face, you know? Anyway, the point is, make sure you're smiling through your virtual interview no matter how it's going, or no matter how much you may be in your head. Still smile through your virtual interview. Even if they throw you a question that you wasn't prepared for, smile through it and just answer honestly and professionally. Yes. So after your virtual interview, going back to in-person interview. When you get to your in-person interview, you want to come dressed suited and booted. You do not have to have a new outfit. You can have the same outfit. Trust me, I've done it. I wore the same exact suit to all of the different interviews that I ever went to become a flight attendant. So you just want to come in there looking sharp, ready, just like you was in your virtual interview. The only difference is now it's in person. Whatever you did in your virtual interview is obviously working for you, because now they want to see you in person. So just do the same exact thing. You do not have to be extra or anything like that. Do the same exact thing, but just take it up a notch by just smiling even more so. You got to be friendly to everyone. Even if they're not a recruiter, even if they don't work for that airline, They want to see that you are able to be social. They want to see that you are able to make friends easily. They want to see that you're able to be pleasant to be around. They want to see your personality. They want to see if you're friendly. They want to see if you could just talk to anybody, you know? Because really, that's what you got to do in this job, in this career field. That's what you have to do. In this career field of being a flight attendant, you have to talk to random people every day. You have to. No matter what position on the plane you are, you have to. So if you're if you're a people person, this is the career for you. Now, this varies from airline to airline. It's pretty much the same as far as the things you go through, but it varies of what they have you do. I would just say, have a question ready to ask. If they say, do anybody have a question after they just went over, if they're going over things about the company and they get to the last slide and they say, okay, this is time for people to ask questions, raise your hand. Raise your hand. Make sure you raise your hand. You want to be memorable. No matter what, you want to be memorable. You want to ask them about the company. You want to ask them, I won't say you can't ask about pay, but that would have been in the slide, or if you make it to the last round of interviews, you will see how much it pays. I would stay away from that question, but you could ask about, no question is a bad question, but just make sure it makes sense. Whatever you was jotting down about the company or whatever they're telling you about the company, make sure that you're actively listening. But always ask questions. When it comes to, you want to be memorable. You just want to be memorable. So it doesn't necessarily matter what question you ask. Just make sure you do ask questions, or make sure that you look very engaged into what they are talking about, because you're there to secure the job. You're there to let them know, like, yes, I'm interested. I want this job. Out of all the people that's here, out of all the thousands of people that showed up today that you invited out, I'm the one who should have this job. I'm one of the top people that, is qualified and that should have this position. So act like it. Don't do the most. I would say you only have to I would say the minimum of questions that you should be asking, the minimum is at least 2. Every time they be like, any questions, raise your hand and answer a question, or ask a question, Ask a question. It could be about the layover. It could be about what made you stay at this company. Why did you choose to be here? It could be about anything about the company, pertaining to the company. But like I said, I would stray away from asking about pay. But I mean, that's not a bad thing. But anything else, I would say, ask your question, but just make sure that you're memorable. The in-person interview is really a day to see if you can follow directions. They want to see if you know how to follow directions, because when you're on that aircraft and something goes wrong or anything like that, or when you're in training, they want to know that you're able to follow directions, and it's for a reason. So being a flight attendant is more than just serving people. Most people that's not flight attendants feel like that's all we do, but it really is more than just serving people. There's way more to being a flight attendant than just service. There's other aspects that go into it as well. So that's all I would say about the in-person interview. It's really about following directions, looking good, but also following directions. That's the main thing. Smiling, asking questions. You could never really ask too many questions. Don't be annoying, but ask questions and be memorable. Those are the main things. I would say, if you don't do nothing else, smile like your life depends on it. Ask questions. Make sure they know your name, so being memorable, and following directions, and talking to other people and talking to recruiters. If you do all of those things, you will definitely get the job, no matter where you're going. If you're asking questions, asking questions when it's appropriate, and when you have time to. Don't be interrupting people trying to ask questions. No, asking questions when it's appropriate and when you have time to, and when you're walking around and talking to other people, you know, mixing and mingling. That will be a great time. Or when they ask, oh, do anybody have any questions? Yes, you do. So asking questions, number one. Dressing the part. Number two. All of these are equally important, so there's not really. But dressing the part. Smiling. You want to be very approachable, smiling. I don't care if your teeth is messed up. I don't care if, you know, you don't like smiling. You have to smile. It's like a requirement, an unspoken requirement, but make sure you are approachable and smiling. Number four, being memorable, so standing out. Standing out could be within your clothes. Don't overdo it. But let's say you wear like a color that pops a little bit more than other people, and you know that they're gonna mostly wear black ties or anything. You could wear, you know, something a little bit different, but not too much. But that could be a good way to stand out. Or within the questions that you're asking could be a great way to stand out. Number five would be flight attendant training. Number five is flight attendant training. Flight attendant training is either 4 weeks or 6 to 7 weeks worth of training, depending on the airline. When you get to flight attendant training, I'll make a separate if you want me to make a separate video, again, comment down below. But a brief overview of flight attendant training, the main things that you need to do to be successful. Study, 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 study. On top of studying, yes, study, but also don't get into any drama. If somebody starts talking bad about the company, or if their issues is not your issues. Even if you feel like you guys became friends day one or whatever the case may be, their issues is not your issues. You came there to get a job. Yes, you have the job offer, the conditional job offer. And yes, you're in training and you secured the job with the CJO, but it's not really secured until after training and until after your 6-month probation period. So you have to graduate and go through 6 months of probation. So you're still in the interview process with training. So make sure that you're staying low, out of the drama that may or may not come. You know, you may be blessed with a great class, everybody gets along, kumbaya, but that's not how life works usually. So stay out the drama. Anything that arises, you are happy to be there. And yeah, make sure that you follow directions. That's another thing. They're gonna say, come dressed this way. Don't say that you don't know. Don't say that, oh, I wasn't aware. Make sure that you're reading every email that they're sending you up to your training date. Even within training, make sure that you're reading every email, every post, every whatever. Studying. What did I say? Staying up to date, staying out the drama. What's another one? And just staying focused on why you're there. You're gonna be there, even 4-week training, that's a long time. You know, you're away from family, you're away from home, but just stay focused on the goal and why you're there. 6 to 7 weeks, that's even longer. So just stay focused on why you're there and don't feed into any of the negativity. If you end up failing a test and you have to make up a test or redo a test, don't let that discourage you. A lot of people let that discourage them, and then they end up flunking out, and then they don't have the job anymore, or they don't have the conditional job offer. So they have to do the whole process over again. They have to wait 6 months or 30 days or whatever the case may be. It depends on the situation. So just stay focused on why you are there. If you want more in-depth on flight attendant training, I will go on more in-depth. If you want another video more in-depth, just comment down below. And then after that 6-month probation, you'll be doing your job. Again, Don't let negative Nancy's or senior mamas, senior papas, or new people or other people or passengers. This job is not for the weak. You know, you have days that you're not doing so hot yourself, and you may like mess up an order, or a passenger may just take their frustration out on you. Do not lose your job when you are on probation, cursing somebody out, or even when you're on probation. You have to stay calm in any situation that's thrown at you with being a flight attendant. So that's all I say. Probation is pretty simple. Just stay out the way for 6 months, and you pretty much have the job secured. Yeah, and then just don't get fired. I mean, after that, just don't get fired. So that is how you become a flight attendant. I hope this video helped you personally if you want to become a flight attendant. I know this is a goal of a lot of people, so that's why I made this video. So I really hope it helped you, and you walk away feeling inspired and knowing that you can do it. It's very possible to obtain it because I'm doing it. So yeah, so my name is Kadash. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. If you have any question, no question is dumb, please leave them down below, and I'll be making sure to answer them either in the comment section or within another video. So thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you for watching. And until next time, also make sure that you subscribe to become part of the first class cabin crew, because we fly, no lie. You know this. Yes, so make sure you subscribe to become part of the first class cabin crew. And I'll talk to you guys next time. Make sure you stay fly.